Venue is everything.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So, our second Cleveland poet tonight, ladies and gents. Let me bring up to the stage Adam Brodsky.
Thanks. Most of these were written somewhere around China. Not always. They have that theme in them. There's a saying that I heard was Yiddish, but I can't really back that up.
You heard it in China?
No, not.
Oh.
I have a weird head. It all kind of starts blending together.
Yes.
It goes, "Don't let the bastard shit on your head. You have a mouth." Just ice. Quit Stalin. Those who give a dung want to bet on freedom, Mao, more than Everest. A new religion. This is after a Hail Sirowitz. "Don't shave your head in a Buddhist monastery," Mother said. "If I wanted Kwai Chang as a son, I'd have married a Chinaman. He was a child of a mixed marriage, but that didn't stop him from going to temple or saying his prayers, even if they were in Chinese. Praying would be good for you. You haven't been to temple in years, and sniffing incense can't make up for that. It only collects in the curtains and makes it hard to wash the walls."
Thank you.
That's all. The wheel turns. At least in most parts of China, when any kind of foreigner walks down the street, anyone who's white, I guess, it's like you're the only one there, even if it's a big city. There may be a foreigner around the corner, so it's unusual to run into anybody. And then when you do, a lot of times you're never sure what you're running into. So. The wheel turns. Two foreign devils, Americans, muscular, grungy, empty, march down Fuzhou Street in the smog. They are shirtless and precede me like oily horn bearers before a prince. What they're trumpeting I do not know, but at least they're not talking on cell phones. I follow them embarrassed for as long as I can take it before ducking into a Japanese noodle shop, where every waitress calls out God knows what greeting in Japanese, despite being Chinese, whenever a patron enters or exits the push-button door. While trying to explain I don't eat meat, I accidentally say that I am Buddha and not a Buddhist. In the broken Chinese, everyone here makes me feel like I have. My server doesn't get the joke or doesn't react to it in my presence, though she makes others with the cooks and servers while giving my order to the kitchen. In the vegetarian soup, a piece of pork reveals itself, tangled up with the noodle stretched between my chopsticks. Only one piece, but one is enough. I leave the offering as a death threat it is in the clean white spoon rest. Maybe they can use it again, in someone's bowl who actually ordered it. It's the least we can do for one who gave its life to fill my belly. I bow in my mind pain and am greeted in reverse by the Chinese cheerleader spouting Japanese as I attempt to leave the restaurant as quietly as I came in. I push the button, open the door, and free myself from the endless cycle that lured me inside. On the street, I am offered 6, and women and watches, but no pork, just porking, and I don't even have my shirt off. Here in this pure land, I decide to die a foreigner's death for the last time and search out the nearest McDonald's. When seeking White River. When seeking White River, age-old trees form an irregular contrast, casting their shadows upon the waters of man and the beasts who drink there. From those shadows I watch while a woman dries her hair, knees in the grass, fingers, arms, hands, elbows, the vacant corolla of a hooded flower, bob in the west wind, while the other earth, blue as amorphous dawn, begins the long journey back to itself from the man-made fibers it's trapped in. Every painter has one such woman stretching her tethered strands earthward, scrubbing simply emptiness from the thin mind morning brings her. Though she stretches and bends, balancing like that flower, though the curves of the water match the arc of her eyes returning to the darkness. Nothing is gained from the angles converging. The blank horizon beyond reach evaporates, though sails may be set for it. The tongue found when unhinging a jaw on the bank at dawn cannot be kept, or kept moist. The several tendencies. Unorthodox light, crude but willing, filters through what's left of single-mindedness and cosmic happenstance. What's there is incomplete. A crescent moon smiles in the midnight, a desolate happiness aslant beyond the leaves of Harmony Garden. There are parts that, despite constant revolution and multiple perspectives, the sun doesn't reach, things not revealed even in our 20th century. Neither breast nor botany, no round sky, square earth holds it. Nothing, not even a gun in my hand. Sorry, these aren't really all that ordered, so let's see what's here now. While there's a lot of rituals that are starting to take place in Buddhist temples. It used to be pretty much just the monks and then everybody else go to, fuck yourself. But now they're starting to open it up. That's part of why some of the government's letting them open again unofficially, is to have a tourist trap there. So the monks are starting to sell prayers and things for money. So people go in there, drop 1,000 Chinese dollars, and then get prayed for or something.
It didn't work so well for the Catholic Church.
It's the same thing. Why screw with a good recipe? While an unidentified group of young monks and an ancient one who looks like a piece of wood with a head, bang and gong, a family, each member with a red bag of money, dumps their good luck into the flames at Yufu Temple. The bags are full of nothing. Empty myself, I feel I should jump into the flames along with their paper money. I might as well test the flame. It's time to see if my head is afire, or it's just the heat that I'm feeling. Waiting. I'm in bed waiting. There's no clock ticking in the darkness. Yesterday, I toured a mausoleum with faces. 5 full-time workers tended the space around the memories. They keep the incense burning. Family members leave oranges and tea, here and there a flower, but not one for every face. There was one of every face, though, some who shouldn't be in the graveyard and others long overdue. Those faces had no cliches for me, no warnings, but it was pleasant to spend the afternoon with them, in their vow of silence as they sat in their cells, and as I walked in mine. When I first arrived, you brought me fruit of every kind heaped in styrofoam pallets. That night we sat and ate exotics in your room like 2 monkeys in a tree, separating husk and seed from the sweet flesh. Some of that fruit was hideous. It tasted like bones, but was reassuring after the fact. Everything that tried to bury us was remembered that night and eaten. There's that bell again. Each time it calls, I think of you, coming to realization. But it's only the elevator and another nameless face that would avert its eyes from me if we passed. These days, they are not much different from you, but at least I know the difference and can say that once you offered me fruit. Now you are somewhere fasting, but what for? Starving yourselves. And it's another kind of offering, and all I can do here is wait for the fruit that may never come. I'm sitting in a glass room, shitting on a square toilet, near a flower-shaped sink that leaks when washing one's pentagonal hands. I leave the door ajar because clearly I'm afraid of this polygonal geography where everything's almost clean. There are more condoms for sale on the nightstand than I've used in a year. But I am alone in the third world, paying second rate, which means I'm small change in any blue book. Who knows? If I sit long enough, what will crawl out of my asshole? Next door, they're watching soccer and cheering. Let's hope I find courage enough to wait it out and show them what an American with initiative can do. Every time I'm over there, they're always... My wife is Chinese temporarily, so I'm not sure temporarily my wife probably. So she I'm always end up there in summertime and it's World Cup time. Animal Farm. I'll just read a couple more. Cops are cops in any language, but when he with a smile on his face... Sorry about that. Cops are cops in any language, but when he with a smile on his face clicked his heels, saluted, and gave us efficient and kind directions, I almost flipped my pig. It's really not that funny, but whatever. Okay, just got, if I can find the one I was going to read it. A Tale of Two Cities. No, not read that one. Let's read the service economy. Don't be shocked if one of them gouges your arm while you wait for the red to turn green, or if another shows a proud stump, or an albino head while lying pinkly at the bottom of the stairs. I'm a tourist. It's exactly what I've come to see. I'm glad to know the third world is still the third world. With all the gas they're using, I was worried. But seriously, I don't mind exporting jobs here anymore. The sooner the wheel stops turning, the better, because it's wildly off its axis. Excuse me, I screwed that one up. I don't mind exporting jobs here anymore. The sooner the wheel stops turning... God damn, what happened to that? Whatever. The better. It will be for us all because it's spun wildly off its axle. Every night I've turned to prayer, asking a higher power's help. Make Christians of them all, O Lord. Help them buy more cars, get credit cards, pollute groundwater, pirate our goods, and make sure they drink lots and lots of oil. Get them interested in the plight of Israel and the need to prop it up so that God might come and make the Israelis Christians too. The third world is our last good hope. While we're all waiting for the miracles, someone there will be happy to suck your dick. At an 8-to-1 exchange rate, that's cheaper than working your own cock in the darkness. Who can afford not to let them help? Before you come, don't forget to pack some extra Bibles and get your shots. Oh, and one more thing, don't drink the water. Just one more. The gated community. I guess I'll just stop with that one. Here, it sounds like fighting again. But I'm told they really like each other. The louder it gets, the more understanding is wanted, or maybe they're just excited. Here, stores have plastic gold cats waving, because plastic kitty and gold waving sounds like money eternally coming, and eternal good fortune ain't nothing to shoo away. Here, sometimes the cat eyes open and brows condense because you're a dumbass. But the eyes are not so different from mine. I've not traveled far nor meant those goodbyes. Here, they're all pussycats circling. Kick them aside, lay down the cash and enter. Back door or front door, either end's a good bargain. Willingness, it seems, is what good red sense buys you. Here, concrete lions with all the strength of stone crouch outside important gates, with signs on them that don't read right. Mistakes like that, so many, can't be accidental. They portend the future. Here, explosions keep ceremonies civil. I'm told, they take the evil out of marriage, but not the marriage out of evil. They bang in celebration, these first shots in the yellow war of love. I think that'll be it. Actually, I'll read one more just to show the absurdity of everything. In Hong Kong, all the domestic servants are mostly Filipinos. And the government says they need these 2 weekend days off. So they're forced out of their houses. And since a lot of them don't have a lot of money, the only places they can go is basically just hang out on the street. So every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you just see them lining the streets, basically bullshitting with each other. And then they go back home and live in whatever conditions they're living in. Joint custody. Maybe I just said everything that's in the poem, I don't know. It's Sunday, and like every weekend, the Filipina live-in maids are ordered from their homes and mandated days off. Having nowhere better or cheaper to go, they gather around the edges of buildings and under covered walkways near the pier. There they sit on newspapers and calico cloth over which they picnic, bullshit, exchange pedicures, dance, play guitars, eat, and sleep on their governmental mandated time away. This is joint custody. It's their weekend with themselves. Thanks.
This isn't radio.
Chris Frankie isn't here tonight.
Amazing. What happened?
Yeah.
Watching the television.
Brodsky. This has been a very busy week for me. Hope it hasn't been for you. Generally, we have a catchphrase. We don't have a catchphrase tonight. Yet.